Hello my friends and welcome back, and you know what I'm about to say. Drum roll. It's Wednesday, my dudes. It's the hump day. It's the spine of the week and we're breaking it. We're surviving half of it, another half is to go. I'm glad, and we're gonna survive this week together. But you know what didn't survive this week? Russian missile warning system, because the Orsk dam broke, and now in addition to the Russian village of Orsk, or city of Orsk, where thousands of houses, tens of thousands of people are flooded because of Russian negligence, also a missile early warning system. Yes, nuclear missile warning system. And the radar is flooded. Oh wow, who could have seen that coming? I don't know. Due to the flooding in Orsk, the missile warning system station Voronezh M radar has stopped its work and there is a threat of flooding. The shutdown of the Voronezh M radar in Orsk has caused problems in tracking the launches of intercontinental ballistic missiles in the southern direction. So there's a gap in the Russian early warning system against intercontinental nuclear attacks. So if United States or French, they would want to do the preemptive or warning shot, the French have the warning shot doctrine, like you said in the comments, you guys educated me on that they can actually strike first with the nuclear weapons. Now is the time to do it. Of course, don't get any ideas, we don't need it, but Russians flooded their own early warning radar. Beautiful. Due to the breach of dams, the threat of complete flooding of the Voronezh radar is very high. If this happens, it will not be possible to restore the radar whole quickly. It will take at least several years. By the way, my friends, in another video, and it gets funnier and funnier, and this video is full with giggles, so get ready. This is the Orsk dam before it broke, because it just little waterways started to go through it. People saw that and they were like, okay, we need to fix this. This is a big problem. It's a big dam. That's a lot of water. We don't want that water in my house. My name is Ivan, and I don't want water in my living room, so we gotta fix that. So what do? Well, being Russian flock of sheep as they are, they invite priests and monks to bless the dam. I'm not kidding. You can hear them singing in this video. Church in Russia is the lengthening of the power of FSB. It is purely machinery of FSB. And people trust it so much and so blindly, they believe that the priests can fix the dam with the chanting, not with the actual construction process that it needs, actual maintainment, actual lessening of corruption when the dam was built. No, the priests will fix it. By the power of God and the FSB, this dam will not break because we sang some beautiful words to it. In this video, my friends, we can see the Russian Minister of Emergency Situations. Yes, first of all, Russia has a Ministry of Emergency Situations and they have a minister for it. They arrived in Orsk with their delegation where all of the people are flooded, they lost their homes and all of their belongings. And Russian Minister for Emergency Situations should have brought Putin with them. I'm waving to them. I'm waving. Wave to them. Look at these guys. Russian Minister for Emergency Situations. They arrive with their big fancy boat all equipped for this kind of flood, while the people who lost everything right now and the people who believed in those priests blessing the dam not to break, they are disillusioned because the dam goddamn broke. The priest's word didn't help it. The FSB prayers against the waters didn't help. And now the minister with the big shiny boat is coming to look like gorillas in the zoo. Look at them. They're like this expedition in Africa looking at the indigenous like, ooh, look at the caveman right there. Look, they're flooded. What should we do? Nothing, because it's Russia. This is a strange and bizarre situation. Since I'm covering the Russo-Ukrainian war daily, I am subject to heavy Russian information attacks. I have experienced many sides of this and need to protect myself and my close ones. This is why I use DeleteMe. DeleteMe helps me protect myself against threats I could not even foresee coming, like data brokers selling my data, which can lead to identity theft and data phishing scams, among many others. As a military blogger, I get daily emails offering sponsorships, asking to install some software or click on some links. Data brokers sell our personal details like name, address, social security number, and info about our family members to anyone who's willing to pay for your data. This is how you can keep your online footprint private with DeleteMe. Step 1. Submit your personal information for removal from search engines. DeleteMe experts find and remove your personal information. Step 2. The removal process starts and you will receive a detailed DeleteMe report in 7 days. DeleteMe removes your personal information regularly. Get 20% off DeleteMe United States consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/Rehi and use the promo code Rehi at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/Rehi and use the code Rehi. Thank you DeleteMe for sponsoring today's video. My friends, a lot of fun is in this video, like I said, and I kid you not. Chechen dictator Ramzan Kadyrov has issued a decree, a new law, by effect banning all music that is too fast or too slow, that is not according to Chechen culture. Kadyrov is trying to Chechenize Chechnya, keep away the foreign influence, including Russian. They all have this small internal conflict also when they try to keep more autonomy and keep more Chechen culture in Chechnya, like Islam religion and Chechen music. And for that instance, I will read you, it's crazy. I announced the final decision, coordinated with the head of the Chechen Republic, Ramzan Akhmatovich Kadyrov, that from now on, all musical, vocal and choreographic works must be at a tempo of 80 to 116 beats per minute. I can only imagine Kadyrov going like with DJ Jester, like, he's like, that is too fast, Don, too fast, Don. We have to ban this, Don. This is bad, Don. Very bad for my people, Don. My people don't like this music, Don. They want to dance too much. Chechens don't want to dance. It's like, what is going through your head? If it's too slow, you can just sit and meditate and still have your culture and language. If it's too fast, you can dance and still have your culture and language. By banning any kind of culture, any country in the world who has done it in history, it has always shown that it produces the opposite effect. Soviet Union banned almost everything that was Western, and people wanted that saxophone. Saxophone was banned in the Soviet Union. People wanted that. In Estonia, for example, in the 80s, we listened to Finnish radio. People were hungry for that. We wanted that Western culture. We secretly recorded Western radios, radio amateurs did that, recording that to the cassettes and then selling these cassettes with a horrible quality. People were crazy about the forbidden Western music. Kadyrov is going to the same direction now, trying to Chechenize Chechnya, banning Western music. People will only want that more. It is bizarre and it is stupid and it doesn't work because we have so many instances in history where we have seen this very action taken to extremes, like the Third Reich and the Soviet Union. Both of them banned everything foreign and focused inside with German or Russian culture or North Korea. All of these countries have failed with their economic systems, with their culture, everything. They are failed states. So this is a great analysis of how banning something doesn't really make people really not want it. My friends, check this out. This is like a Wall-E robot, except it's anti-drone. I think it's a great idea in itself. The idea is great, but as much as I look at the execution around this video, and we will see that later, it is at the very early stages of development. I think if it will be fully developed, it might be very good. This is an anti-kamikaze drone shotgun, used in trenches, for example. Shotgun shoots, of course, like that, you all know, boom, you don't have to be like super precise, you will still destroy the drone. But the issue here is the motor moves too slow. It has to move like 3 times faster, it's like that, because the drones are extremely fast. But if this system can actually detect and shoot accurately a kamikaze drone about 200-300 meters away, then it works. And it's a good idea if you can execute it, that it moves faster and shoots. Yeah, it's a good idea, great idea. Let's see if it finds any production in mass. My friends, now a little reminder about the sanctions in Russia. This is Moscow, Russia. And in Moscow, you might think, oh, people in Russia live so differently. They live in dirt houses. Yeah, in most of Russia, they do live really poorly. But in Moscow and St. Petersburg, everything is as Western as the West. The radios play the Western music. People drive Mercedes and Porsches and American cars and German cars and everything. Rich guys buy Western outfits, phones. Everybody has an iPhone or Android. It's a fully Western city, Moscow and St. Petersburg, with small differences. Ever since the sanctions, it's harder to buy Western cars, so you gotta protect your car against car thieves, because there's a lot of them in St. Petersburg and Moscow. It's a thriving market for car thieves ever since sanctions. So you gotta fix a car chain to pole. It defend your car. See, Ivan, with this way, your expensive Porsche car will not be stolen. It will be safe on pole with chain. Zajebi, suka. This is good. My friends, the Fundraiser Combined Arms birthday party, it is 90% done. You guys have almost done it. Let's get there. The link is in the description below. Go and contribute. We'll buy Estonian-made drones and Rehi trucks for Ukrainian drone units. 5 different units, and I'll film every step of the way, delivering and handing over these trucks and drones myself, like I always do, because that's how I do things. Go and contribute. Let's get there, and I'll give you insanely awesome footage in return. Let's go, my friends. Hello, my friends, and for the first time I'm not making a fundraiser video for you from Ukraine, but from Estonia, my home country. I am in front of Kraftworks, an Estonian drone company, and they have produced something extremely beautiful for us. What is this? This is not a DJI drone, it is not a Chinese-made drone, it is an Estonian-made drone with Estonian technology. It's a thermal drone with a range of 20 kilometers. It's a recon drone. It's everything that right now is done in Ukraine by Chinese drones, and that is bad because Russia and China, they do exchange intelligence. This is our weapon against that alliance. This is the West versus the new Axis, which is Russia and China. And my friends, I will call upon you to donate on this new campaign, which is called the Combined Arms Birthday Party, because my birthday party is coming up on 24th of April. Buy 5 of these new drones. We will send them to Ukrainian elite forces, elite drone operators. They will test them out, and this will be the main alternative to the DJI, a non-Chinese, an Estonian product, safe NATO product for Ukrainian troops to use their recon abilities on. This drone will guide FPV drones to Russian positions and Russian tanks, and it will save lives directly. Donation link is in the description below. Through donating, you will help to liberate Ukrainian territory, one destroyed Russian tank at a time. Let's do it, my friends, like you have done it many times before. Slava Ukraini! My friends, now we'll watch a video with you, and I will not say a word. Perhaps you or me will understand where it's from. Well, I know, of course, but maybe you also. Do you see all of these European flags? We are Europe. And in the background playing Beethoven, which is dubbed unofficially as the anthem of all of Europe, playing from loudspeakers. And now I will tell you where it's from, in front of the government building in Tbilisi, Georgia. This is Georgia. The Russian puppet government in Georgia is trying to push through for the second time the Foreign Agents Law. The law stands, basically the law is that if your group or if your company is funded in any way by Western countries, for example, you're a company who does business with Western countries and you get money from them, just a regular capitalist system like every system in the world, you have to officially label your group or company as a foreign agent. This law was passed in Russia, and it's basically the start of Stalin's purge or Stalin's terror again with the NKVD and foreign agent terror. It's going back there. Now they're trying to push the same law through in the second time in Georgia. The first time, that was last year, and people came to the streets in violent protests against it. Because people, ever since the Russo-Georgian War in 2007, people are really against the Russian puppet government. They do want to go to Europe. I mean, look at all this footage. These people, by the tens of thousands in Georgia, in the capital, the people are pro-Europe. But the government installed by Russians is pro-Russia. Ever since Russia destroyed all of Georgian military in 2 weeks in the Russo-Georgian War because Georgians wanted to join the EU. It's a pattern. Same happened with Ukraine, in Georgia, in Chechnya, all the same. If you look to the west, Russia will come from the east. Up until now, these protests is very massive, but it has been peaceful. It is not violent, because they know very well if they turn violent, then you know what happens. I mean, Putin is unfortunately trained himself to be very good at pushing down protesters. They cannot fight really good, but they can really beat the rest protesters. They're really good at that. This robust truth in Georgia is that people want out. They want to European Union. They want out of the Russian sphere of influence. I mean, Georgia is a sovereign nation with their people having the right to determine their own fate of their country, but they're not allowed to do that by Russia. So Russia considers them in their sphere of influence, which is bogus, of course. Georgian people, you're a free nation with your own will and determination to do what you please with your own country. So, welcome to Europe. And look at this photo again, illustrates perfectly the mindset of the Georgian people, majority of them at least. Ukraine, Georgian flag, and then European flag. They know what they want. It's the second attempt already, because the first one was in 2007, just before the Russo-Georgian War. They were ready to join the European Union. The people were ready, the government was ready, and they were making the steps. And then just Putin ordered the full invasion of the country. It's like, oh, they want better life. They want better and good life. They want to change. They want to move away from their traumatic past. No, we cannot have that happen. Move in the tanks. We'll create more trauma for them, so they cannot move away and they cannot heal. Because that is the Russian world. That is the Russian way, to keep the conflict going so no nation can thrive. The United States Secretary of State has invoked his emergency authority under the Arms Export Control Act to approve a foreign military sale to Ukraine of Hawk missile sustainment for an estimated cost of 138 million. The thing is, the United States is not sending any aid right now, very, very minor aid. And this is not aid, this is sale. They are selling the not 50 but 60 to 70 years old anti-air defense systems, medium range defense systems, Hawk missile systems. Ukraine has them. They're selling spare parts for these missile systems because Ukraine really needs them, because they are 50 years old and they need a lot of maintenance, and not like Russia. Ukraine actually maintains their systems so they would work. They need these spare parts, and United States agreed to sell them due to this emergency. What is interesting about Hawk missiles is that they entered service in 1960. So what is that makes them 60 years old by now, 60 plus years old in service. About 40,000 in total were produced, and they have been deployed in endless wars by endless countries. They're very heavily produced and a very successful medium range missile system, anti-air system. They were followed by the Patriots, which is of course even more successful, but the Hawk was the first of the kind. After the Second World War, first of a kind, a missile anti-air defense system. And Ukraine has them, and since they are working successfully still, 60 years later, says something about their efficiency and effectivity. My friends, now we'll watch a 2-minute clip of Putin saying something and then saying something completely different on the same topic. The guy is, I don't know if it's bipolar or what is it, but he's not consistent with his communication. He says one, then he says another thing. I guess nobody questions him. He's surrounded by yes men, so he doesn't really even know that he's inconsistent because he just follows his mood in the moment while giving the interview, being completely different from what he said yesterday or the year before. Let's watch it. This is all Putin's own words on camera, so I'm not making anything up here, and this is just what he has said. Let's allow him to debunk himself. We always tell the truth. It's probably the best weapon against lies and propaganda soaked with these lies. Crimea is not disputed territory. Russia has long recognized the borders of contemporary Ukraine. Putin's own words that we have long recognized the borders of contemporary Ukraine. Crimea is not disputed territory. Were they Russian soldiers or not? They were local territorial defense forces. Of course, our military backed the Crimean territorial defense forces. They were not our forces. They were our forces. How bipolar can one be? It's a fact. We have never concealed it. To put it directly, our armed forces blockaded the Ukrainian armed forces stationed in Crimea. What the hell? Get your... Don't believe the ones who are scaring you with Russian screaming that other regions will follow Crimea. We don't want the division of Ukraine. We don't need it. And then, what? Oh my God! I flew from Moscow to Vladivostok for 9 hours. Do you think we have a necessity to expand anything, like to expand our country? So big country we don't need to. And then he invades Ukraine. This guy is full of controversies, statements upon statements against his own statements in the past. Russia has been conducting and is planning to keep on conducting an absolutely peaceful foreign policy directed towards cooperation. Oh wow! An opportunity should be given to the people of all countries in the world to develop peacefully. Wow! If you would quote these Putin sentences just without looking at his actions, just only his words, what an angel! What a beautiful angel. But in this world where we live right now, your actions speak louder than your words, making him the devil. Even if there's a crisis situation, it should be resolved by people within the country without outside interference. Wow! I made a decision to conduct a special military operation. Just after he said that we shouldn't interfere, it's like, we had to interfere. The conscripts are not and won't be participating in combat. They won't. Additional mobilization of the army reservists won't be taking place. Check this out, my friends. I consider it necessary to support the proposal of the Ministry of Defense and General Staff for partial mobilization. It's like, don't worry, my friends. You're a man of 18 years old. Don't worry. We won't make a mobilization. Don't worry about it. Bam! Mobilization. Boom! Got him! Damn, this guy is delusional. Our plans don't include occupation of Ukrainian territories. We are not planning to force anything to anyone. People living in Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson and Zaporizhzhia are becoming our citizens. Ooh, damn, slapping them with the dualistic truths. I don't know, what mental diagnosis would you put it? Bipolar or schizophrenia? Or what is this? Forceful thoughts? What is the diagnosis of Putin? Because I cannot understand. It's like, I'm here, now I'm here. I don't know even what I do. I say this, now I say this. Believe me, 100 million people. because I don't know what I think. This is the vibe it gives me, that it's completely delusional, has no apparent cohesive communication. I have already said in regards to Wagner that the Russian state has nothing to do with this. The upkeep of Wagner Group was financed completely by the state. Oh, it gets better and better. We finance this group completely from the budget of the Ministry of Defense and state budget. It has nothing to do with us, except that we finance every last decision of them and order them to do our dirty work. My friends, now it's the hump day, so you better get humping and I better get butchering the Buy Me a Coffee members' names. Todd Swanson, Tony Babeloni, Gandalf Terveisse. Your name is Gandalf. Respect. Marko Heikkinen, Lore Preaker, Toril Jensine Henriksen, Prism Lati, Craig Schav, Edwin Kent. Thank you to these Buy Me a Coffee monthly members, and if you like my channel, you know what to do, my friends. Today, I encourage you though to go and contribute to the Combined Arms birthday party fundraiser. I'm gonna have my birthday on 24th of April, so let's give Ukrainian units some NATO Estonian drones for my birthday. Thank you, my friends. Until my next video, which is tomorrow, subscribe and press the bell notification, otherwise you just won't be notified when I upload. Slava Ukraini, and bye-bye.